We live yet?
Why do you do that every time? Hello, y'all.
Hey, man.
This is Changing the Narrative with Red.
You already know, Stace.
And we're here to share our lives and our journey moving to South Africa.
Man, oh man.
Now, today we're a little bit off topic.
Why?
Because we want to talk about Will and Jada.
Oh, man.
And the slap heard round the world.
That's what we're talking about?
Partially.
Hi. Why you look extra light today?
No,
why you look extra light?
So there's one thing that I want to talk about before we get into the topic on hand. Stacey has experienced a loss, and I just want to take a moment and talk about how he sucks at dominoes.
Oh shit.
And for the last couple days, he's been trying so hard to get his good name back, and he has not been able to. He's lost $25 in 2 games, to be precise, because I don't want to put sauce on it. I don't want to lie. And he might be a little sad, not be himself this episode, because he's really hurting on the inside, because I beat him. Y'all, I beat him real bad. You have anything you want to say?
I'm not worrying about this, y'all.
You don't have anything you want to talk about?
Well, I'm gonna wait till we got some more people on before I say what I got to say, because I have a question for my South African brothers and sisters. It has nothing to do with this BS she's talking about dominoes.
I just wanted to let the people know that you might be a little sad today.
No, I'm happy.
Because you might be struggling.
I'm happy
with the losses.
Who is on here right now? What's the young lady name?
Kanya.
Hi, Kanya. How you doing? Where you at?
She can't answer you.
She's going to answer me in a second.
You gotta wait till she finishes typing.
She's typing? Okay. Let's get this popping. Let's get jiggy with it. Will Smith, let's get jiggy with it.
You said you had something else you want to talk about.
No, I'm going to talk about that later.
All right.
Canada. Nice. Have you ever visited SA or Africa or the continent in general? Where we're at? Go ahead.
So,
how many is in Canada?
We wanted to talk about the Will and Jada situation today. I know that's off topic, because normally we're talking about moving to Africa, moving to South Africa.
Nice.
But today, I've just seen so much coverage on it, so many different angles. And I wanted to just weigh in and talk about it, and then kind of talk about how maybe people are looking at what's going on from their own personal lens, and not necessarily the lens of what's going on in their relationship. So it's so many angles to look at it from.
That's interesting.
So I want to start off talking about the angle from Chris Rock, his portion in the situation, right?
Interesting.
So I think everybody agrees that it was a tasteless joke.
That's not true.
Well,
the joke.
The joke itself.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think we all agree on that. And I think we also agree that it wasn't even funny enough to support, breaking down another Black woman or making fun of a Black woman's hair. It wasn't even funny enough to get over all of that. What do you think?
I'm sorry. I didn't hear anything you said just now. Say it again. I support Black women. Period. You should know that. Why are you laughing like that? I support Black women, period. That's just what it is. Do I think Will Smith was wrong?
We're not talking about Will Smith. We're talking about Chris Rock.
Oh. He should have watched his mouth. Chris should have watched his mouth, because if someone said anything about my wife, And I looked at my wife, and she had a bitter face. When I said I do meant that I gotta defend my wife. Now, what I had, went up there and just smacked him? No. I probably would have went up there and whispered in his ear, "You better not say another word about my damn wife again, or you will get smacked."
But I mean, he's already, in I think it was 2016.
Yes.
He already made a joke about Jada not coming to the Oscars.
No, Jada wasn't invited to the Oscars, and Jada said she was going to boycott it.
But I mean, we don't know if she was invited or not.
She wasn't.
We just know that that Chris Rock said that. Like that. I mean, we don't get the invitations to the Oscar. Like we don't review the list. You know what I'm saying? But he had already made a joke about her, and he probably felt salty about that. And so I feel like on Chris Rock's end, like whenever you're making a joke about somebody or somebody's wife, you never really know how they're going to react. But you would think that in a situation like the Oscars, that you're not going to get smacked in the face. You know what I'm saying? That was probably like the very last thing on the list that he expected to happen.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know. And then the fact that a comedian got smacked for making a joke that was tasteless, she's not like she has like a life-threatening disease. I've never heard of anybody dying from alopecia or, suffering with anything other than hair loss. And I could be wrong. You know what I mean? I could be wrong. But, it's not like he was making fun of a terminal illness or something like that. And G.I. Jane was a badass. You know what I mean? She was a badass. So it's not like he was making fun of, like, saying that she was like a crackhead or anything like that.
I want to chime in. I want to chime in the whole G.I. Jane thing. I'm a big fan of Demi Moore, and I'm a big fan of the movie G.I. Jane. G.I. Jane was the only female in the whole platoon that was trying to do what she did. And she caught a bunch of slack. None of the men respected her. They abused her. So that's what made her stronger and stronger, So with that being said, I understand why Will did what he did. Do I think he was wrong? Yes, I think he was wrong. But at the end of the day, he still got to defend his wife, no matter what happened before, no matter what was going on. Yes.
There's a shame connected to alopecia. I know people who are suffering from it.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. And that's why I say that the joke was tasteless. And it wasn't funny enough to overcome the fact that he was making fun of something that somebody had no control of and that she's been dealing with for years. And Will may know, like, she's been crying at night because her hair is not growing, or crying about how she's going to style her hair to try to cover up this new spot that's popping up. So I'm not saying that the joke was right, but comedians make jokes all the time that are inappropriate and, terrible and to some degree. And, people still laugh. But I just feel like in this situation, the joke was not funny enough to overcome all of the tastelessness of it. And so if you're going to be a comedian, you're going to make jokes that are supposed to be funny. Like, it needs to be funny. It was barely mediocre. It was just a barely mediocre joke.
My thing with it is that Hollywood is a very, very small circle. And he said that what he said after he got smacked, it was only a G.I. Jane joke. I'm to believe that he knew that Jada had alopecia. She had issues going on, and he still made the joke. But it didn't warrant a smack.
So to that point, we can go on and talk about Will's perspective on the situation. Right.
Ooh.
So
Will was the butt of jokes for the past year and a half.
Yeah.
He was the butt of jokes for the past year. memes, joke, the crying memes, everything for a year and a half, and he was pissed off. He has some built. And if you read his book, I never read it, but I've read it. What you call it? A clip, a snippet of the book where he said that his moms got abused by his dad in front of him. You know what I'm saying? So right then and there, he had something in him to say, "Yo, my wife will never go through this. I'm going to defend my wife. I'm gonna defend you. I'm gonna defend you." That's just the bottom line. And I think all men should defend their wife. No matter what, you should defend your wife. No matter what she did in the past, if you forgave her, you need to defend her. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like were split down the middle on what Will did. A lot of people said like that is not the time, that is not the place. I would not have handled it that way. But I think a lot of people are on the side of we're so used to seeing Black women getting ridiculed and made fun of and disrespected, and there being no repercussions. But this time the repercussions were immediate and extreme. And so a lot of people looked at it and were like, you know, and were shocked and appalled. And then not to mention the fact that it's not Will's brand. That's not his, you know, the personality that he puts forth to people. And it was out of character for him for a lot of his consumers and fans and his associates.
He was the golden child. He was the Black golden child of the industry. Will can do no wrong. Will's a cash cow. Will is a cash cow. You know what I'm saying? He
will be again, but I mean,
I don't think anybody's going to see Will in anything for the next year. Netflix had a movie that was set to be about Will, and they canceled it like yesterday. He's going to go through a bunch of stuff in the next few weeks to where you're not going to see Will. Will just might disappear because he was wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
yes, I feel sad. But you know what? Everybody feels sad for Will. But we never talked about how we feel about Chris. You know, Chris is almost 60 years old. He got smacked on national TV with millions of people watching. You know, what's up with his mental state? You know?
And he said something like right after the smack, and he said, "I could." And he like, you could see him wrestling with himself. And he, like, I know that he had mad jokes in the chamber. You know what I'm saying? And he probably felt like I gotta dress him. I gotta say something funny about Will. He's right in the front row. And that's what he came up with. And it wasn't a good situation, but that's the joke that he came up with. But I saw so many memes.
That's crazy.
After the fact, and I'm sure all of y'all have seen the memes, that he like, there's so many jokes he could have spit out after that would have been like, that would have escalated the situation. But he had the class and the peace of mind.
He's a veteran.
To tuck it in and keep and proceed on. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
like, wait, my favorite, and I'm being petty right now.
Oh my God. Beige rage.
Petty wop.
Beige rage.
My favorite one was, if you this mad in March, how mad you gonna be in August?
That's petty.
That's so petty and so simple. But like, if he had said that in that moment, it would have been epic.
Don Parker is in the building. My man, Don Parker.
But yeah, I mean, I think both of their reputations.
Stay tuned. I got a question for you, Don. I got a question for you. Stay tuned.
I think both of their reputations are going to suffer because of this. I think that Chris Rock's reputation is going to suffer because the perception is that he let another man smack him. Look, and that's what Don is saying. Like, he should have ducked.
He should have ducked.
He tried to. If you look at the footage, he kind of ducked a little bit so he didn't like land
Don, he should have ducked and came with an uppercut or something.
Yeah, I think that he was just in performance mode, and he knew he had enough like thoughts in his head, because who has thoughts in their heads after they get smacked?
Yo, that's why his mama sent him from damn Philadelphia from doing crazy stuff. What did Chris Rock think? He's gonna get a hug or a dap or nah? I have a question for Don. And
does it have to do with the topic? So let's wait.
No, that was never for. We was gonna have a remake. A remix.
See, I ain't Chris Rock. Yo, you would have seen both these chairs go down this case. Anyway, so the last thing is Jada.
She is never mind. I don't want to say it.
You just said you got to protect your wife, and then you want to say something mean about her? That is hypocrisy.
No, it's not. It's her fault. All of this is her fault.
I'm not gonna say that because
who thinks it's Jada's fault? Everybody. Who thinks it's Jada's fault? A man
makes his own decisions. A man makes his own decisions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if he decided to smack him in that moment, I'm not gonna say it's Jada's fault. I'm not gonna say that. But go ahead. Don wants you to ask the question right now.
Don, this is a question for all my essay people. How did you guys come up with the term? Damn, I forgot what it was just that fast. How did you guys come up with the term cold drink money?
Oh.
Where in the hell did cold drink money come up at? When we was at the hotel room, okay, I'm gonna give you some backstory. When we got there, we kept giving the hotel our laundry, and our laundry bill was insanely high. And I told my wife, I said, "Yo, why don't we ask the young ladies, can they wash our clothes?" And we just paid them some money. And she was like, So then probably like 4 or 5 days before we was ready to leave, the young lady came to me and said, "This bill is extremely high." And then after that, she said, "Well, I got some people that can wash your clothes and you just pay them some money and that's it." So hours went by and I got a knock on the door and the guy said, "We'll wash your clothes for some cold drink money." I'm sitting there like, what in the F is cold drink money? So I'm sitting like, "Yo, you want some water? I got some liquor in here, What the F is going on here? So I'm totally confused. So Don and all my peoples in SA, what is cold drink money? I mean, who
know what it is now.
My bad. Who came up with the term cold drink money? And one more thing. When we went to get our PCR tests, we went to get our PCR tests, and the guy, I told the guy I had to use the bathroom. He said, "Huh?" I said, I got to use the bathroom. And the guy said, "You want to go play golf?" I'm like, and then I'm totally oblivious. He said, "You want to go play golf?" I said, "Are you going to pay for it?" "I'll go with you." And he looked at me like I was crazy. I'm looking at him like he was crazy. I had no idea. He thought that meant I had to go do number 2. So my thing is this: how do you guys come up with these terms? Cold drink money and had to go play golf. You remember this, right?
Yeah, because we had to we asked Nolita, like, what is playing golf? Because I was like, yo, we missing something. Because that whole conversation was so weird.
It was a weird conversation.
And then she said, "That means you got a dookie." And
I'm like,
and I was like, oh, Stacy just offered to go poop with some random
guy. I had no idea.
And asked him to pay for it.
And I asked him to pay for it. And this was like 2 days before, because you gotta have your PCR test like 24 hours.
It was like
I think it was
48 hours.
48 hours before your flight. So I'm sitting there like, I asked the guy, I told the guy, I said, yeah, you're gonna pay for it, you're gonna go with me, you're gonna pay for it, we're gonna do this together. Yo,
Don just laughing. He don't have no advice for you, Stacey.
I had no idea until like the very next day. I invited this guy to go take a poop with me.
and ask him to pay for
and ask him to pay for the poop.
Stacey, this stuff only happens to you.
I had no idea.
It only happens to you. Like I have not had any situations like this. But it's like when you be talking, it's like a whole nother language, and you be trying to vibe and don't know what the vibe is.
I don't know. I'm totally clueless. I was totally clueless. Don, help me out, man. Was I wrong? I was clueless.
He said South Africa is its own bubble.
Oh my God.
That means they ain't got nothing.
Yo, I invited a guy to go poop with me though. That was the thing.
You keep saying it. Like, are you proud of it?
No. I'm glad I know now. It won't happen again.
Hi, Solomuzi.
Hello. We got 7 people in the house. Please subscribe, like, share.
See, Chris knew exactly what was wrong with Jada. You cannot make fun of sick people. What a person with albinism. I mean,
what does that mean? About
being albino.
Oh. Ooh.
I mean, comedians make fun of everybody. Like, me and Stacey make fun of each other for things that are like probably wrong. But you know, we have the kind of relationship that we can make those kinds of jokes with. So I think that right. if another comedian that had a good relationship with Will made a joke, it might not have went off that way. I think there's some type of contention that was already going on with them, and this just was like that exacerbated it. You know what I mean? I'm just thank you, Tanya.
I'm just really disappointed that Will did this on the whitest stage in
it was the blackest, whitest stage.
But the Oscars is a white thing. That was the very first time that you had black hosts, black producers, black everything. Yeah. And he decided to smack a Negro. And
yeah, I mean, I think it was a bad move. And you know, a lot of people are saying that it was Jada's doing because she looked at him, she gave him a sour look. But I watched this video today. It was very educational. I'm gonna link it in the description when after the recording is over. But it was a behavioral analyst perspective on the whole exchange, and he looked specifically at each person that was involved, and he looked at Jada, and he talks about the footage where she was laughing, and he said that maybe like she wasn't, if it was staged, because a lot of people are also saying that it was staged. If it wasn't staged, that she thought that it was a bit at first, and that's why she was laughing when he went on stage and smacked him. Because then once it was over, what are you looking at?
If you have alopecia, I'm gonna smack the hell out of a Negro. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Anyway,
let me look.
Stop! You messing up my whole headband and everything.
I'm not playing those games.
So
I'm with my wife.
If she wasn't in on it, like after, like when he first went up there and smacked him, I think she thought it was a bit. Like a lot of people thought it was a bit when he went up there and smacked him. Like, I feel like 90% of people initially, when they saw that happen, they thought it was a joke.
Because he walked away smiling.
But then when he came back and sat down and he started screaming, keep my wife's name out your MFN mouth, that she stiffened up, like immediately stiff, completely stiff, like she was shocked and she didn't know what to do. So I feel like she was irritated at the joke. Naturally, and then Will being in this relationship and him having all of these struggles the last couple of years with August and all the accusations and all that kind of stuff. I think it just I think it just got to him, and he was like, I gotta defend my wife because all of the things that's been going on are just building and building and building. You know what I mean? I think he just lost it, for lack of a better word. And then also, I also want to. Sorry, go ahead,
ladies. I got one thing to say, and then you can continue doing your thing. Ladies, that's in this right here, right now. If that had happened to you, and your man was right next to you, what would you expect your man to do? Sit there and just look at you with that sad face, or would you expect him to do something about the sad face that you got? And what would you expect him to do? That's my question. What would you expect your man to do? Because I know my American women, if nothing was done and we got in the car, woo, you would be called every name in the book. If you don't defend your woman,
we don't talk to each other like that. So
but I'm just saying, in general, if you don't defend your woman,
it's silence. No, for sure.
It's not silence. Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
Like for me, it would be silence.
But
for me, it would be silence.
In general,
so you can think about what you did.
Most times, that my black sisters here in the States, you would be the B word. You would be all kind of stuff called. And
that's a problem in and of itself. Like you should.
But am I right though?
I'm just
mostly.
I mean, I don't know what everybody else does.
You would get the blues.
I don't know what everybody else does. Right. But if you talk to your partner like that, that's the problem.
You know how American females with the hands and you ain't defend me. And you had this man talking about me and
okay, you need to put your hands down.
I'm just telling you
this
and that and
this
and this and that and
no.
Oh my God.
You need to be like this.
No. That's not how the females here are.
Not like that. I don't know what you're doing.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
I don't
That's what it would be. That's what it'd be. I have a friend named Tanika. I guarantee you, she would have been all of this and all of that and hands and all of that.
Can you please stop?
It'd have been all of that.
You're doing a lot. But yeah, no, I mean, I do feel like in this situation, I think people are used to black women not being protected.
I protected mine.
I'm just saying, I think they're just used to that. And in this situation, he definitely went to the extreme. He went to the whole like full on other spectrum of what was necessary, because he could have just stayed in the seat and said what he said
and laughed,
and said, keep my wife's name out your mouth without smacking him. It's just so much going on in the situation. And I also feel like us as like, I don't want to say poors, but compared to the Will and Jada money, we're poors,
Oh, hell yeah.
That, we're thinking about situations like bail and jail and,
That's the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
Bail and jail?
I mean, like, you need to get bailed out of jail, but I'm just saying, like, being in jail is a problem because you can't go to work. And then also having to pay bail is another problem. It's two problems in one, right? He's not worried about neither one of them things. Because if he go to jail, like, he's an actor. He can get another job. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he can.
He got plenty of money right now. He's also not worried about paying that bail because he got plenty of money. Two things he's not concerned about.
Jim Carrey came out the very next morning and said, if he had smacked me in my face, I would be suing him for $200 million. That's coming from the white man.
Yeah, Kanye said to confront him, yes, but later, not on public television.
Yo, you know what?
I think a lot of people would have went with that.
I agree. I agree to a certain extent. Because you know what? Me growing up here in the States, when I did something at the grocery store or wherever we was at, I got effed up right there. It wasn't.
Oh, you mean as a kid?
As a kid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I got effed up right there. It wasn't no, when we get home, I'm gonna bust your ass, or when we get in the car, I'm gonna bust. No. Where the crime happened at, That's where the consequence happened at, right then and there. Am I right or wrong? Growing up.
Yeah.
It wasn't no when we get home.
But I used to.
I'm gonna bust your ass right now.
I would take my kids to the car and whip that ass. I would take them to the car.
That's what you did.
Yeah, because I didn't.
I give them that right then and there.
Because in a situation like, if you just start whooping your kids in the grocery store, people are going to look at you like, oh my God, she's abusing her kids. They don't understand the context that I done told you 11 times not to do it. You know what I mean? And I told you I'm going to whoop your behind if you don't do so and so and so. All they see is the action. And that's what I'm saying about Will. Like, it was a lot. It had to been a lot of things leading up to this moment when he decided that he was going to walk up on stage and smack him. I feel like they have issues that people don't know about.
No, like, everybody know about it.
No,
August was banging his wife.
But that don't have nothing to do with Chris Rock.
It was a bunch of stuff.
And from what I understand, like, Will was doing his thug thizzle too.
But you know what? It wasn't in the public.
It wasn't the public.
Not like that.
It just wasn't.
And it wasn't a guy.
None of his things made a whole song about it.
It wasn't It wasn't nobody half his age banging his wife and making a song about it, playing video games with his kids, after they get finished playing Mortal Kombat. And August finished beating up his kids, and then he go upstairs and then finish their mama. No, he deserves it, but just not at the Oscars.
I mean, I don't think Chris Rock deserved it.
No.
Chris regardless, Rock, I don't think
he deserves some words, but Chris Rock ain't deserved the 5 fingers.
No, he didn't.
He deserved that. Not right then and there.
So, Lucy, why are you laughing like that? This is serious. Comedians can't be comedians anymore. The world is soft.
I agree.
Let's talk about that.
I agree.
Let's talk about that because...
Can you say who wrote it, though? Mark Tucker.
Let's talk about it because in the United States, the First Amendment is the thing that comedians, people that do commentary, they stand on the First Amendment. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing that that the United States will have us think is unique to the United States, that we can say whatever we want to say.
They left something out, though.
We have, go ahead.
They left something out. You say what you want to say, but you can also get these hands.
But you can also
get these hands.
But here's the thing. You can say whatever you want, but there's consequences
and repercussions
for all of your actions. So if you say something wild and crazy, it's not illegal to say it, but businesses can decide not to hire you. Somebody can smack you in the face. The people that are following you, supporting you, can decide not to anymore. You know, so there's still social consequences for things that you say and do in public, even though they're not necessarily illegal. But at the same time, comedians in the United States have built an art around being able to say whatever they want to say as long as it's funny. That's the thing that we need to focus on. No, he wasn't funny.
I think the focus point is this: we don't condone violence. I want everybody to understand that right now.
No,
we crack our little jokes. We say what we got to say. We don't condone violence at all. Was he wrong for smacking the brother? Yes, he should have handled it a different way. So keep the jokes going. Keep the jokes going.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like comedians. I've seen comedians and they've said things, and I'm like, ooh, I don't want to watch this anymore. And I simply turned it off. That's it. I just turn it off. I don't watch it anymore. I don't follow the person anymore. And especially comedians that I'm not even a fan of, and I find out that they said something that was distasteful. I'm like, how am I going to boycott them? I wasn't listening to them in the first place.
This young person here said they can't read the comments, right? They can't. Do they see? They can see the comments?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but man, listen. I support Black women. I even said a long time ago that I think black women should rule the world. Did I say that?
That's like the best idea you've ever had.
No, the best idea
That's
I had
literally
was,
the best idea.
The best idea I had was marrying you. Psych. I'm lying. I'm playing. That's the best idea I ever had.
Well, give me a kiss if you mean it. Okay. Let's see. Pray for Will. That man has been disrespected so much.
Yes.
People around him from his wife.
Yes.
That is very true.
Yes.
Like he's going through a lot. He's going through a lot.
But you know what? We are still talking about Will. We need to talk about Chris. Chris got daughters. You know what I'm saying? When Chris' daughters go to school, they saying, you know, kids are horrible here in the States.
Everywhere.
You know, I don't know about over there, but in the States, though, they are horrible. So I can only imagine the jokes that their kids, you know, they see the jokes on TV, the jokes in the media, the jokes everywhere else. But how about the actual jokes they hear with their own ears in school? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They probably don't want to go to school because everybody's joking them. Why your daddy hit him back? Why your dad just stood there and cracked a joke? Why your dad just stood there with a face like this?
Now, he was smiling. He was like,
no, he wasn't. But then
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
And then he said it was just a G.I. Jane joke, dude. And then what did Will say? Keep my wife's name out your mother effing mouth. Okay,
I thought you don't say the word. Don't get us demonetized before we get monetized, man. But yeah.
And then their little son Jada gonna say some mess about that's how we do. Jada, shut up. That's not how you do. Did you see that?
Yeah, and even if it is, that's not how
you're supposed to handle that.
The only reason why you can
he was raised with privilege. He was raised with privilege.
Yo, the only reason why you can walk around dressed the way you dress and act in the way that you act is because your dad is Will Smith.
Will dad, he is probably
you have the privilege to be different and live your truth because your daddy is rich. Your life would be totally different if your dad was an electrician. Yo. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about that's how we do. Now, if your dad was an electrician and he went out and just smacked somebody at the bar, he probably would have ended up in jail.
Will Smith is the second biggest black actor in the world. Only Denzel Washington is bigger than Will Smith as far as black actors. Mm-hmm. Only Denzel. We took a few steps back because of what Will did. We took a few steps back. You agree with that?
I don't necessarily think that we took a step back. I feel like
we're not gonna be there next year. We're not gonna be there next year. They let us in that door. We're not gonna be there next year because of what Will did. Because of a joke that wasn't even funny, and he was in his feelings. Men should not move on emotions.
I mean, I don't think anybody should make those type of decisions on emotions.
Men should not move on emotions. We got 10 people in the building. Please subscribe, like, and share. We're here for the jokes and some seriousness.
But now mostly jokes. But
I'm gonna get some jokes on her in a few minutes, just to let y'all know.
We're about to end the podcast.
She can't take them jokes, y'all.
Let's see, Mark. What is that?
Just playing. Never.
Mark Tucker said, "Our clothes and Jordans do they cost a lot? And they cost a lot in Africa. Our brand name stuff expensive there. Hell yeah,
yeah,
it's expensive as hell here.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, you want to get like some really nice Jordans or whatever, you spending $200, $300.
They got some Jordans that's a couple $1,000s. Man.
Yeah, like the rare ones, like second market sneakers. Oh my, there's like 20 websites for you to buy second market sneakers that are thousands of dollars.
Mark, I don't have not one pair of Jordans because I can't afford any of them, man. Mm-hmm. I don't have not one pair. I had my first pair of Jordans when I was probably about 11 years old. I don't have none. I wear ones.
Yeah.
And Skechers. And I get joked on because I wear Skechers.
You should get joked on for wearing Skechers.
Your mama. What did it say?
At least Chris has everyone's support. Will is a villain. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that Will is a victim, and I mean a villain. And you know the way that he approached the situation, like he kind of put himself in that position.
He did himself.
Yeah, he kind of put himself in that position. I think that's why white people are reacting so much. They're happy that it happened to a black man. I mean,
I don't know if that's true. You got to think about this. White people love Will Smith. Will is a cash cow. Will is box office. Before movies come out, Will is paid. Every movie that Will makes, those people get a lot of money. Will, they don't like that Will did this. They don't. Netflix canceled one of Will's new movies. So I can't agree with you 100%, but I definitely understand.
Let's see. It was wrong for him to hit Chris because after the clap, his face has never been the same. But I like how he improvised from the clap. Really professional.
Yes.
He handled that very classily. Like he could have definitely dug down in the dirt and threw some nasty insults at him, and he didn't do that. He kept it classy. And that says a lot about his professionalism and the fact that he understood where he was and who he was representing at that moment. And I think Will lost sight of that in that moment.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
To me, comedians are just like bullies. We're tolerating bullying just like tolerance of insurances, which is daylight robbery.
Let me read that again. Comedians are just like bullies. I mean, think about this. When you go to a comedy show, it's a chance you're going to get joked on. They're there to tell jokes. So, oh, man.
This one wants to sit in the front row.
I want to sit in the front row. I want the smoke. Wants to sit in the front row. I want the smoke. We went to a comedy show a few months ago, and the guy. No, not that one. Where Dave Chappelle showed up. We went to a comedy show a few months ago, and for some odd reason, the comedian started joking me, and I told him, "You sure?" Next one.
Yeah, I mean, but he kept teasing you. He was talking about he was talking about how Stacey's glasses got lower and lower, like, and it was moving direction based on how funny it was.
But I told him, like, "Hey, yo, you sure?"
And he was like, "Nah, he big. I ain't gonna mess with him.
I don't want that smoke."
I mean, I guess. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you go to a comedy show, like, you kind of expect that you're gonna get joked on.
That's what their job is, to crack jokes.
Yeah, it's not like when you in high school and you just go in the bathroom and you get made fun of. You expecting to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? You go to a comedy show, you walk into a comedy show. You know comedy is happening. People are getting cracked on. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
If you sitting around a lunch table and you just eat your lunch, you expected to eat your lunch. You didn't expect people to like start making fun of your stinky food that you eating at that, that day.
Let's not lose sight of one thing. Will was laughing. That's the thing. Will was kiki and ha-ha, and then when he seen Jada like this, that's when things changed. Will was laughing.
One of the things that I watched today was a guy talking about how Jada was a narcissist, and people who have suffered through narcissistic relationships, they react to situations based on how that narcissistic person reacts. And if that person is displeased, they have to go above and beyond to like please that person, and I don't know whether or not she's a narcissistic person because I don't know enough about her. A lot of people have done analysis on her personality and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. But it does look like Will looked at her and then his whole demeanor changed after that.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like that.
Yep.
But I can't say that it's her responsibility to regulate his emotions and to make decisions for him.
She could have stopped him.
I mean, you can say that, but how many times have I tried to stop you from doing things and you did what you wanted to do anyway? And I said, Stacey, don't do that. And you like, nope, doing it anyway. Like, so we can't even say whether or not her saying like, hey, no, hold up, that she would have stopped. And then not to mention,
that's a fact.
And then not to mention, she was laughing when he went up on the stage and smacked him. And then when he started yelling, she stiffened up. Like she thought it was a joke.
That's a fact.
So when she looked irritated and then he reacted that way, she seemed like, oh, snap, this was real. She looked like she didn't know what was going on. Like she gave him that indicator that he thought meant, go, you need to take action. And she was really like, oh, snap, I didn't know that this is like actually real. Like, I don't know. It was a lot going on.
I have a question.
It was a lot going on.
Are we going to talk about this for the whole pod?
I mean, we don't have to. Only
guys with little penises act like, oh shit.
Let me get this off the screen.
Okay. Let's go somewhere else with this. Let's get up off of Will and Chris. You know, I'm a part of a WhatsApp group. My wife don't know about this here, the conversation. And the conversation on the WhatsApp group just earlier today was USA and the PR relation team. Because everybody in SA, Africa, abroad, everywhere think that US is just blue skies and rainbows. They think that I don't say everybody, but a lot of people think that it's all about the rappers and the basketball players and the actors. That's only like 5, maybe 6-7% of the US. You think that percent is good enough? Because there's not even that many of them.
You know, I'm a very precise person, and if I don't have the stats, I can't speak on it.
Okay, it's a very minute percent that's living the way they live. Mm-hmm. But USA has a PR relations team that makes USA look like it's everything. It's beautiful. There's no homeless people. Everybody's balling. Everybody's living above and beyond. It's not true. We got the same thing that you guys got. We got people 1%. There we go, Mark. We got some people that, you know, living under bridges, just walking with a bag of cans on their shoulder.
That's not even the majority. The majority is people that work full-time jobs and still are struggling.
But the
like
point
that's
is,
the vast majority of people who actually work, have jobs, and pay taxes, but can't afford to go on a little short vacation or save money.
The point is, it's not everything that you see on TV. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just on TV. You know, like I said, in the WhatsApp group, you know, I'm talking to Farrah and Adora and Khalees, and it's like it's not what it seems. It really isn't. Is some situations like that? Yes, but for the mass majority, no. We have to get out here and go to work and hustle and do the same things you guys got to do. So when you see stuff on TV, that's not 100% realistic.
Yeah,
right?
America's not the land.
It's, you know,
it's not the land of milk and honey.
No, it's not. For some it is, but like Mark said, 1%. You know, it's not like that. We go out there every day and work for these white people.
And I think the stat is like the top. I want to say like 1% or 5% like hold 90% of the wealth in the United States, which is an even harsher distribution than a lot of other countries in the world. And I think like America has over the years has reinstituted economies that favor the few. And, like slavery favored slave owners. And then after that, it was a feudalist type of society where, Black people were free, but the only jobs that they could get were manual labor and farming, where most of their profits were taken by the people who own the land.
And then when they was free years before they even know they was free.
I mean, in Texas, yeah.
They was free, didn't even know they was free.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, and that system persisted for decades, hundreds of years, long decades. I think it's decades. And then now we're in a capitalist society where, again, the wealth is held on by the few. And there's been all types of campaigns against communism and socialism and all those kinds of things. And, there's no system that's perfect, but what we know is that capitalism don't work, not for the majority. But, the United States will have you thinking that capitalism is the best version of living, in that it gives everyone an equal chance and equal footing to be successful. And it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. It benefits people that have head starts. America is going to show you what you want to believe.
Cousin Timmy, y'all, this is my cousin Timothy Parker. What's up, cuz? And that's a fact, what he just said.
No, America's not going to show you what you want to believe. America is going to show you what America wants you to believe.
Yeah.
And if America wants you to believe, no, America's going to show you what you want to believe.
Oh, okay.
It's going to show you what America wants you to believe. America wants you to believe this is a land of milk and honey, and it is not honey.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that is just my look.
Can you like lift your glasses up?
No.
You're like Stuart Little. Continue on though.
I'm done.
Y'all got any questions? It's late over here. We need to go to sleep. We gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah, it's been an hour. I think we're at a good point to end this.
Hey, Don Parker's gone already. Yo, I didn't get my guy a Black Shield and SLK, and
that's okay. They'll be in the comments after it's recorded. Well, we want to thank y'all for hanging out with us. I know it's late for y'all in the United States, and I know it's real early for y'all that are in Africa.
Y'all going to work, make that money.
So we appreciate y'all spending some time with us this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is where you are. We appreciate it.
Get that cold drink money.
Just make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you guys next time.
Capitalism is just what it is. Capitalizing on poor people.
Capitalizing on poor people, yes. Mm-hmm. I love that. I love the way you worded that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like
absolutely.
That.
Thank you, Sifo. Hey.
Hey.
Thank y'all. See y'all next time.
Soon.